Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to another video. Today we're going to talk about the Kamen Rider 001. This is from the movie with Zio, and yeah, let's get to talk about it. This is a movie form, and I ain't going front. I like it. Its big bolted design is really nice, but it is not without one major flaw, and we'll get to that later. But yeah, overall, I think suit design wise, look, aesthetic, a lot of things was covered. Before I do continue though, I do want to point out that there were modifications made in terms of adding an SHF upgrade joint and a sticker joint to the progress key. Now, the neck joint adds extra articulation, and you guys won't be able to notice the difference because I already swapped the peg, but I do want to show you that it was there. If you want to take out the peg, you should heat it up and just apply some heat and a little bit of pliers and you'll be fine. This actually extended the neck a lot. So shout out to SHF Upgrade for always doing that stuff. But I wanted to point that out first before we continue, in case you ask questions or you go, why doesn't mine look like that? Now you know. Knowing is half the battle. But yeah, let's go. Now, look-wise, I really like this look because it takes on the Force Riser look of the Metsubo Jinrai guys. This is supposed to be a proto form, so it does play its part. Looks really good. This is in a world with 01. Technically, he is not the president, and nor does he have access to that of the 01 driver. So yeah, it's a good look though. I don't know why, but I really like this look. Because I like this look so much, I'm actually looking forward to Ichigata even more, because I really hope they fix that one issue that I have with it. Now, in terms of articulation, across the board, it's actually pretty solid with the exception of one part in the arms. So let's get started. We're going to go looking up. As you can see, we have a really good sense of looking up. We can look down as well. And with this extra neck joint, we can actually have a better look of looking down. As you can see, there's a little bit of gap in between. Normally, that's not like that because it's smaller. But you can see looking down, we look a lot better. We can actually extend over for some range and motion. Our shoulder pads actually move. So, not our shoulder pads, yeah, these are shoulder pads. They sit on the shoulders. What am I tripping? These actually move up and down. I don't know if you guys can see that pretty well. There we go. And it actually moves better on one side than the other, but they do move. We actually can move our arms up. And that's why the shoulder pads are supposed to move up, to give you an extra little bit of range. But it is still restrictive because they gave them these big bulky shoulder pads, but it fits the design. Because of that, we can still rotate around. And as you can see, we can fold out even more than we normally would here with these being in the way. As you can see here, there is bicep swivel. We can actually move the joint around a little bit too as well. Then we have our joint. Now, this is my major issue. We came with a very accurate design here in the arms, but because of these two parts scuffing up against each other, we don't get our double joint like we normally would. We actually hit it at only a single 90-degree angle, which is a bit of a bummer because I'm very used to getting our double joints no matter what really happens in the Kamen Rider figure. So the fact that we're not getting one here it's a little bit of a bummer. Like, I'm not going front. It really is. You still get your standard wrist joint though, which has no problems getting around even with this design, which is meant to be bulkier, but I really wanted that double joint. It sucks, but I'm not going to overlook it, but I'm going to have to try to find a way around it when I take my photos. As far as our ab crunch and movement in our waist, we can actually rotate really well over to the side, as you're seeing here. Our upper torso has a lot of range. It doesn't cut deep, but it has enough movement that has range for expression and emotion. Our lower joint does the same, allowing us to just pretty much capture that groove. It's not a deep cut, but just enough that it looks well enough when you're doing any sort of kick motion or running motion for that matter. So let's check out a running motion. Our legs can go forward because we still use the old school drop down technique. Our leg can go completely forward and we are double jointed. We have really good ankle pivot that rotates in, and his feet are much bigger as well too. We can go forwards and even backwards with toe pivot too. So let's get a real good running motion. He looks crazy like this, but don't mind me. I'm just gonna get that comic book motion here. And as you can see here, actually, wait, we don't get good outward pivot. So that's something I'm learning here with you guys. The outward pivot is not that good. So in terms of balancing this guy, it's gonna be a little tricky. Not impossible, just tricky. As you can see, he leans more inward than he does outward. So you won't get it this way. Instead, we're gonna try something like this, where we put the foot down on the floor and get him to run forward, Hopefully you guys will learn something. If you needed help with that, now you know. So since we lean a little forward in, we're gonna pivot a foot down, or at least pivot a foot like this to show him running, right? Let's see if this can stick our landing and actually get him to pose easier, right? Nope, turns out he's a little too top heavy. So he is a bit too top heavy to balance like that. So you have to counter the weight and make him look directly even. It can't be anything leaning to and from a side. It has to be very even, but he can do that. As far as kicking though, I don't think that's any bit of a problem. So downsides is can't balance, single joint. It's kind of rough. I'm not used to that. So as you can see here, even now he's leaning forward in, but he can balance with a kick. So there are some good points and some bad points. So this movie form may not be for everyone, especially if you're used to it being a certain way. We can remove our progress key. It's a little tricky because my fingers. But as you can see here, I added the SHF upgrade stickers. They look really good with this. So now let's take this away and let's talk about our accessories. Because this was a movie proto form, he does not use his normal weapons. They want you to pretty much use what you have from other figures, so they don't give you another one here. But he does come with hands for holding them. Just pose you up right there and leave you. And I'll talk about it with weapons as well. First off, we get hands. These are the open clasping hands for shooting weapons. You get 2 of each. And we're going to test it out with the shotgun. So I'm going to pop the shotgun in. So that means, yes, he can hold the shotgun, the cash shotgun. Then you're going to get 2 open palms. These are your open action hands. You can use these for, I guess, grabbing your enemies. They're looking really cool in action. They have a nice semi-gloss to them. These are your sword holding hands that you'll get. And I have the attached saber. Just, there we go. Slide that in. As you can see, it holds the sword, no issue. Got balance and weight. You'll probably hear the ambulance in the background now, but there's no way around that really. And these are your relaxed hands. These are way more open than the previous hands. These definitely seem for more relaxed suiting. And then you'll get 1 specialty hand, and that's for him pointing at you saying, you know, I'm the only one that can defeat you. You'll actually get a dedicated hand for that. Now that we've covered his accessories and we've seen him, next thing we can do is talk about size comparisons. So let's get this guy standing straight up, and then we'll talk about how he looks next to some other figures. Let's get to it. All right, now we're going to size him up, so let's do it. First off, let's compare him to another SHF, a couple of actually. Here is Zio, who he teamed up with in that movie. So let's see how he looks next to Zio. I think they made these guys pretty good size. Zio also has the SHF neck peg upgrade. Here he is next to a Renewal Kamen Rider Kuga. Right? So as you can see, with Kamen Riders, he actually scales out pretty well with no problem and looks really good. Let's remove these guys. Then let's see how he looks next to his other forms, which is his normal and Shining Assault Hopper. Here is his base form, which I cannot remember. Oh yeah, I got the neck peg on him too. So as you can see, he's a bit bigger and bulkier than his previous form. And then before his upgrade to Shining Assault, as you can see, this is supposed to be the Bruiser form. You can see these guys are much sleeker in terms of design. Real quick though, at the end of the video, I will show you how these guys look all under black light. So we'll do that too. I don't want to forget that. So I want to mention it now, even if that means I got to come back to it. Here he is next to SHF Kamen Rider Hirobi, who they share a similar design, which is that of the Force Riser, being that it grips certain parts and grabs it onto the person. Here's a look. I like that he's bigger than Hirobi too. That's pretty cool. Here he is next to Vulcan, who I had posed up from last night's IG Live. Yeah, definitely a bigger, bulkier body. Next up, now we're going to do some other lines. So here he is next to a G.I. Joe figure. Here's a Hasbro G.I. Joe. Right? Then we have a 1000 Toys synthetic human. Synthetic carb in this case, which is a mixture of the two. That's how those guys look. Here is an articulated Icons Ninja. Oh, well, green might be the motive for today. A lot of green today. Then we have a, oh, let's do a Mezco. So we have some, what do I have Mezco here? Oh, here we go. I have a Gold Ninja. Give me one sec. So here is a Mezco Gold Ninja as well. I don't have a Mythic Legion out, so maybe I can put him in after. So we'll see about that. And I think one more thing I'd like to cover is my Storm Collectibles Samurai. Samurai Skeleton, I should say. This guy I like to put in a little bit of everything. I like to sprinkle him in. So we have a lot of cool lines that we compare with stuff and that we have out there. Really hope that you guys have been enjoying this stuff because I really like the Kamen Rider stuff. And I hope everybody's kind of taking a chance on it, having some fun with it. And if you're not, that's fine. At least you gave it a shot, right? There's always that. In the meantime, guys, I hope you enjoy. Watch out for the black light. I'm going to add that in at the end. So please, be good, do good, drink your water, guys. Later. So you've made it to the end of the video, and here we are looking at these guys under black light. As you can see, they all have the glow on what would be their neon parts, I'm guessing. So if you cut the lights on, you won't pick it up. But cutting it off, you'll see. Bonus, if you bought the SHF Magma upgrade parts, I just noticed that they also glow under black light. Shout out to you, dog. But yeah, this has been really fun. I'm really glad they all glow under black light. Hope you guys have been enjoying the videos for real, for real. Please, guys, be good, do good, drink your water. Later.